Now we're looking at a hung Senate, so there is no clear majority in one of the chambers of the Italian parliament, and this will clearly make the formation of the new government a lot more difficult.
Yes, and of course we could see the Italians having to go back to the polls. And of course the impact of this could be felt across the Eurozone, because just as we thought the Eurozone was out of the crisis zone, this could derail that strategy when it comes to tackling the debt, couldn't it?
Yes, exactly, because Italy is the third largest economy of the Eurozone, and there is a lot of work that still needs to be done. And clearly now the concern is that even if they manage to form a shaky coalition government in Italy, it may well slow down the pace of economic reforms.
And does this also not bode well for the rest of the Eurozone in terms of, we see what happens here when Italy tries to push the reforms, you go to the polls, the people don't like it, doesn't bode well for elsewhere in Europe either, does it?
Yes, exactly. That's the most important political message that emerged from the Italian elections, because almost 60% of Italians voted for political parties that had pledged to put an end to EU-mandated austerity. So this is a clear message to Brussels and Berlin as well, that this is just another episode of the clash between the hawkish northern Eurozone countries and the austerity-fatigued southern Eurozone countries.
We've also got a bond auction in Italy as well. It's really bad timing, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I think it's worth stressing that borrowing costs for Italy have gone up, but not that much. I think the situation would have been very different if this had happened 1 year ago, for example, because now, after 1 year with the technocratic government, Italy has at least a better situation when it comes to budget deficit. So the market reaction has been of turbulence, of course, but borrowing costs haven't gone up that much.
And we haven't seen the euro suffering by any means as much as we've seen the stock market suffering. But do you think that that could be worse ahead?
Yes, possibly. I think a lot depends on how things will get on in Italy. The situation remains very fluid at the moment. I think it's interesting to see how a consensus is emerging, at least in rhetoric, among the big mainstream parties, that new snap elections need to be avoided. So there will be talks, there will be coalition talks, and there will be efforts to avoid rerun elections, as in Greece.
Vincenzo, great to talk to you. Thanks for joining us in Sky News.